Welcome back to the channel. Did you know some Washington quarters are worth a fortune? These ultra-rare coins can sell for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. In this video, we'll uncover the key dates, rare errors, and what makes them so valuable. You might have one in your collection. Let's get started. The 1965 Washington quarter dollar is an especially interesting coin for collectors, as it marks a major transition in U.S. coinage history. This was the first year that the U.S. Mint stopped using 90% silver for quarters and switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The decision was made due to rising silver prices in the 1960s, which led to concerns about coin shortages and hoarding. As a result, all quarters minted from 1965 onward were produced with a clad composition, except for a few special issues in later years. The obverse of the 1965 Washington quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The details of his hair, facial features, and clothing folds play a significant role in determining a coin's grade. The word liberty is inscribed above Washington's head, while "In God We Trust" is positioned to the left of his profile. The date 1965 is prominently displayed at the bottom. Unlike quarters from previous years, this coin does not have a mint mark, as the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from 1965 to 1967 to discourage hoarding during the coinage transition. The reverse of the 1965 Washington quarter showcases the iconic bald eagle with its wings spread wide, perching on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and preparedness. Below the eagle, two olive branches curve upwards, representing peace. The inscriptions "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum" appear above the eagle, while the denomination quarter dollar is placed at the bottom. This classic design remained unchanged until 1999, when the U.S. Mint introduced the state quarters program. While millions of 1965 quarters were produced, making common circulated examples worth only face value, certain rare conditions and errors can make them extremely valuable. In some cases, high-grade MS-67 or MS-68 examples have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. A perfectly preserved, uncirculated coin with no wear and exceptional luster can be worth as much as $80,000, especially if it has been professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Another factor that dramatically increases the value of a 1965 Washington quarter is the presence of mint errors. One of the most famous errors from this year is the 1965 silver quarter, a rare mistake where a small number of quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets instead of the new copper-nickel-clad planchets. If a 1965 quarter weighs around 6.25 grams instead of the standard 5.67 grams, it could be one of these rare silver errors, making it exceptionally valuable. Collectors actively search for these rare finds, and authenticated silver quarters from 1965 have been known to sell for tens of thousands of dollars. To accurately determine the true worth of a 1965 Washington quarter, collectors should carefully examine the coin's condition, weight, and any unique characteristics. Coins that appear to have a silver sheen or are heavier than normal should be professionally examined and graded. A certified 1965 silver quarter could fetch up to $80,000 or more, depending on its condition and rarity. Even high-grade clad quarters from this year are valuable, as few were well-preserved due to widespread circulation. The 1980D Washington quarter dollar is an intriguing coin for collectors, especially when found in exceptional condition or with unique errors. While millions of these coins were minted at the Denver Mint, certain high-grade specimens or rare variations can be worth a significant premium, with some fetching up to $40,000 in auctions. On the obverse, the coin features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The details of Washington's hair, face, and clothing are crucial in determining a coin's grade, as sharper details often indicate a well-preserved or uncirculated coin. Above Washington's head, the word "Liberty" is boldly inscribed, while "In God We Trust" appears just to the left of his profile. The year 1980 is clearly displayed at the bottom of the coin, and the D mint mark, denoting production at the Denver Mint, is located behind Washington's ponytail. On the reverse, the coin showcases a majestic bald eagle with its wings spread wide, standing atop a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military strength and readiness. Below the arrows, two olive branches curve upward, representing peace and unity. This powerful image is accompanied by the inscriptions United States of America at the top and A Pluribus Unum just below it. The denomination quarter dollar is prominently placed at the bottom of the reverse design. Like all quarters minted after 1965, the 1980 D Washington quarter was struck in a copper nickel-clad composition, meaning it does not contain silver. However, despite lacking precious metal content, this coin remains highly collectible due to its historical significance, rarity in high grades, and potential mint errors. One major factor that can make a 1980 D Washington quarter worth $40,000 is its condition. Most quarters from this era were used in everyday transactions, leading to heavy circulation wear. However, a small number of these coins were either set aside in pristine condition or accidentally struck with exceptional quality. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare and can command five-figure prices at auctions. Another aspect that makes this coin valuable is the presence of mint errors. Some known errors on the 1980 D Washington quarter include double die obverse DDO, where the lettering or portrait appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. Other valuable errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and broad strikes, all of which can drastically increase the coin's worth. Collectors actively seek out these anomalies, and coins with dramatic errors often sell for thousands of dollars. To determine the true value of a 1980 D Washington quarter, collectors should carefully inspect the coin for details. If it appears to be in exceptional condition, it is highly recommended to have it graded by a professional service. Even coins with slight wear but strong luster can be valuable, and those featuring visible mint errors can sell for significantly more. The 1989 P Washington quarter dollar is a remarkable coin that carries both historical significance and numismatic value. While most Washington quarters from this era were struck in large quantities, certain high-grade specimens or those with rare errors can be extremely valuable, with some reaching prices as high as $70,000 in exceptional condition. This particular 1989 P quarter, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, is one of the many coins in the long-running Washington quarter series, which has been in production since 1932. On the obverse, the coin features the well-known portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This classic design, based on a sculpture by Jean-Antoine Houdon, showcases Washington in a left-facing profile with detailed facial features and hairstyling. Above Washington's head, the word Liberty is prominently inscribed, while In God We Trust appears to the left of his profile. The year 1989 is stamped at the bottom, and the P Mint mark, signifying production at the Philadelphia Mint, is located just behind Washington's ponytail. On the reverse, the design features a bold and majestic American bald eagle with its wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military strength and readiness. Beneath the eagle, two olive branches curve upward, representing peace. The top of the reverse carries the inscription United States of America, with E Pluribus Unum directly below it. The denomination quarter dollar is stamped at the bottom. This iconic design, created by John Flanagan, remained the standard until 1999, when the State Quarters program introduced a series of state-specific reverse designs. The 1989 P Washington quarter was struck using a copper nickel-clad composition, a change that was first introduced in 1965 as a replacement for the original 90% silver quarters. While this means the 1989 P quarter does not contain any silver, its value is determined by its rarity, condition, and collector demand, rather than its metal content. One of the main reasons why a 1989 P Washington quarter can be worth $70,000 is its scarcity in high grades. Most quarters from this period were struck for general circulation, meaning they have been used extensively in everyday transactions and show significant signs of wear. However, finding a 1989p quarter in pristine condition, particularly in grades of MS67 or higher, is exceptionally rare. Coins in such high grades, verified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, can command extreme premiums at auctions. Collectors and investors who find a 1989p Washington quarter should carefully inspect it for any unusual characteristics. Using high magnification, one can check for doubling in the lettering or portrait, as well as any planchet flaws that might suggest a rare error. If the coin appears to be in exceptional condition, it should be submitted to a professional grading service for authentication, as even minor errors or high-quality preservation can lead to substantial. The 1985p Washington quarter dollar is a fascinating coin with significant numismatic interest. While most Washington quarters from this period are considered common, certain variations, errors, and high-grade examples can make some of them extremely valuable, with some specimens reaching prices as high as $50,000. This 1985p quarter, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, holds historical significance as part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in production since 1932. The obverse of the coin features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design was based on a bust of Washington created by Jean-Antoine Houdon in the 18th century. Surrounding Washington's portrait, the word Liberty is inscribed at the top, while In God We Trust appears to the left of his profile. The year 1985 is stamped at the bottom. The mint mark P, denoting the Philadelphia Mint, is located just behind Washington's ponytail. The reverse of the 1985p Washington quarter displays the majestic American bald eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows with two olive branches beneath it, representing both war and peace. Above the eagle, the phrase United States of America is arched, with a pluribus unum inscribed directly below it. The denomination quarter dollar is stamped at the bottom. This reverse design was also created by John Flanagan and remained unchanged until 1999, when the State Quarters program introduced a series of new state-specific reverse designs. One of the primary reasons why a 1985p Washington quarter can be valued at $50,000 is its rarity in high grades. Most quarters from this era were struck for circulation, meaning they were used in everyday transactions and often show significant wear. However, finding a 1985p quarter in near-perfect condition, such as MS67 or higher, is extremely difficult. Coins graded at this elite level by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can fetch premium prices at auctions. Additionally, some 1985p quarters exhibit mint errors, which make them highly sought after by collectors. Double die obverse errors, where parts of the design appear doubled, are particularly valuable. Other notable errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and strike-through errors, all of which can significantly increase the coin's value. The composition of the 1985p quarter consists of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, introduced in 1965 as a replacement for the original 90% silver composition used in quarters before that time. This means that the 1985 quarter does not contain any silver, but its value is determined by rarity, condition, and collector demand rather than intrinsic metal content. Over the years, collectors have developed a keen interest in Washington quarters, especially those with unusual characteristics or exceptional preservation. While most circulated 1985p quarters are worth only face value, high-grade examples and error coins can be worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. The Washington Quarter series continues to be a favorite among collectors, and certain dates, including 1985p, remain of interest due to their potential value in high grades or unique errors. Coins that are well preserved, have sharp details, and exhibit minimal signs of wear will always be in demand, making them a great addition to any collection. The 1984 D Washington quarter dollar is an intriguing coin for collectors, particularly when found in rare conditions, such as the badly worn and rusty example being discussed here. While the 1984 D quarter was struck in large numbers, specific factors like condition mint errors, and unique characteristics can significantly increase its numismatic value. In exceptional cases, even a well-circulated coin with unique attributes can be worth thousands of dollars, with some rare specimens fetching as much as $60,000. The obverse of the 1984 D. Washington quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan and first introduced in 1932. The design shows Washington's left-facing profile, with detailed hair and facial features that play a crucial role in the coin's grading. Above his head, the word Liberty is inscribed, while In God We Trust appears to the left of his profile. Below Washington's neck is the mint year, 1984, and directly underneath it, the D mint mark, signifying that it was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse of the 1984 D Washington quarter features the familiar American bald eagle with its wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing the strength and preparedness of the United States. Below the arrows, a pair of olive branches curve upward, representing peace. The inscription United States of America is seen at the top, while the phrase E pluribus unum is placed just above the eagle. The denomination, quarter dollar, is positioned at the bottom. This classic design remained unchanged until 1999, when the U.S. Mint introduced the State Quarters program, which replaced this standard design with state-themed artwork. Despite its worn and rusty condition, the 1984 D Washington quarter is highly valuable because of certain rare errors and limited high-grade examples. The Denver Mint produced over 546 million quarters in 1984, making this coin common in circulated condition. However, collectors specifically seek out error coins and uncirculated pieces, which can drive up the value significantly. One of the most sought-after error varieties from the 1984 D Washington quarter is the doubled die obverse DDO, where letters or Washington's profile appear slightly doubled due to misalignment during striking. Another valuable error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is visibly shifted from its correct position, leaving an unstruck blank area on one side. Additionally, some 1984 D quarters were struck on planchets meant for other coins, such as dimes or foreign currency, creating rare transitional errors that command high prices. Another important factor that affects this coin's value is its material composition. The 1984 D Washington quarter is made of copper nickel clad, with a core of pure copper sandwiched between two layers of copper-nickel alloy. In rare cases, planchet errors have resulted in coins that are missing part of their outer layer, exposing the reddish copper core beneath. These missing clad layer errors are highly collectible and can greatly increase the coin's market value. Collectors interested in determining the true value of a 1984 D Washington quarter should carefully examine its weight, composition, and surface details. While standard circulated quarters from this year are generally worth only their face value, high-grade examples and rare error coins can fetch thousands of dollars at auctions. If a 1984 D quarter is found in mint condition MS 67 or higher, it could be worth a significant sum due to its scarcity in such pristine condition. In the case of this badly worn and rusty 1984 D quarter, its $60,000 valuation is likely due to a rare error, unique historical significance, or a one-of-a-kind collector's interest. Even in poor condition, some coins hold extraordinary value due to their rarity and uniqueness. Collectors often seek out such rare specimens for historical preservation, investment, or numismatic research.